Y'all, I kid you not, it is 2:36 in the morning. I might tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie, okay? It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm up. I'm not really up. I'm actually kind of tired by now, but when I had the thought to sit down and record, that was like an hour and a half ago. I didn't drink. Ooh, there's a sip left. I drank a Red Bull a couple hours ago. I was up. I was excited. I already filmed 2 videos today. I'm like, might as well get a third one in. Let's do a design with me video. Girl. First of all, oops, my bad. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Corey. I am a graphic designer, art director based in Atlanta and New York. I'm currently in Atlanta. I do design videos sometimes. On this channel, you'll also find lifestyle content as it relates to my career and my life as a creative influencer. I just learned that title. What that means is I'm a creative and an influencer. Boom. You'll also find some things about books. You'll find it, it's lit over here. Just join us, okay? And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. We're gonna do a very casual design with me today. I need to update my personal website. I say personal website because my business and my personal will now be split into 2 different things. My personal website will be comprised of Corey, the brand. My business website will be the agency/studio that all of my branding work operates out of, in which I work there as well as contract other designers to work on those projects. But my personal website will have things like a lot of the stuff that's on my Instagram, my affirmations, my illustrations, information about me as a content creator, and my shop. Now, previously, I had a shop as an illustrator. Of course, I used to sell prints, shirts. I sold once upon a time. I sold every damn thing, basically. But the latest version of my shop, I sold pillows. And the pillows were lit, okay? I got a couple in my crib. If you have been following me, you might have seen the pillows pop up here and there. So at the start of the pandemic, or like some months into the pandemic, I went ahead and set up my shop with about 10 different styles of pillows. And my first day, I made like $2,500. I sold the pillows for like $30. I made about $2,500. I was like, oh, people like these things. However, that's cute and all. However, I don't like selling things. So once everything on my site was sold out, because I knew I wouldn't want to sell them indefinitely, I just let it go, and it's been sold out ever since, and it's been about a year. So since then, people have been asking me for more. They've been asking me for more pillows. They've been asking me if I'm going to sell my affirmations anywhere. I had no intention on doing that. So right now, what I'm doing is I will be updating my shop. I don't know what exactly will be on my shop, but I'm getting in the spirit. I am designing some posters today that will potentially be in my shop. I had printed these 3 posters of my affirmations before. The lighting ain't the best right now, so bear with me. But here's one. This is, excuse me, honey, but nobody's in my lane. Okay, period, Nikki. And this one is on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You already know what time it is. I had these printed for no reason. I don't remember why I printed these. It's been so long, but I just found them recently. And I'm like, yo, I have this blank. The only wall in my apartment, as you can see, ain't no walls in here. The only wall in my apartment really is by my front door. I want to hang these there. And I think I'm going to do a gallery wall. So I want to make 3 more posters so that I have 6 of the same size. So I don't have a plan. I did start one, and it is based on Georgia. It was so random. Just the first thing that came to my mind. I thought of peaches, and I live in Georgia. So I started making a poster about Georgia. I don't know. But that gave me the thought that maybe I'll do one based on the 3 cities I've lived in. Georgia. Ooh, my bad, y'all. Georgia, New York, and Philly. I don't know. We're just gonna, let's just vibe. Let's see what happens here. All right, now, y'all know I've been recording on QuickTime, and QuickTime keeps playing me. Let me put my glasses on. My issue with QuickTime, I'm not gonna hold you, is I'll do a whole screen recording, and then I'll stop it when it's time to save it. The joint will be nowhere to be found. Who do I have to call? This is what I had when I first, pulled up. These are the affirmations I just showed you. And then this one down here was just me like seeing what different textures that I had in my asset library what they look like. I like the clean look for these in particular, so I'm going to leave those clean. Different story for this one. I love just, it's colorful. That's what it is. It's colorful. I like how it looks because it's colorful, and that's that. So where I went with this, I told you it was random. I basically just found some pictures of some peaches. Those are peaches, right? And I just rocked out with it. So the same way I made that super quick is the same way I'm about to mess with this. The Georgia split into two different shapes so that I was able to do the layering. So anyway, I'm going to play around with this. I like the color. I think my idea for these, I want them to be in a similar palette as some of these. So like this one kind of matches the I Look Fly, I Look Good, like in the same area of color. And so I'll do the same for the other two. I want to do a poster for New York, of course. So I'm gonna have one for Georgia up on my wall. I better have one for New York. What do I want to put on this? Georgia on my mind? Is that the vibe? Let's see what that looks like. On my mind. Okay, maybe on my is first. I definitely haven't been designing for fun recently mostly because of QuickTime, because I don't want to design for fun and not film it. I mean, that sounds backwards because filming it would be work, but I do, why not film it? It's really simple. I'm just filming while I'm doing something else. So yeah, I don't know. It's been tough. I'll say that much. I also had a ton of client work. Ew, oh my God, mind. I also had a ton of client work lately, so I haven't been trying to do too much extra, but I do want to try to get at least one design with me video up a month. I think I said that before. And the last one I did, I just noticed earlier today, was like 4 weeks ago. So here I am. I kind of like this as is. Of course, I got to move this up. I kind of like this as is. I think we're moving on to our next one because I don't want to spend too much time on this. Also, my branding videos take me so long. I want to be done with this, okay, in an hour. And I'm not even joking with you. An hour. This looks good to me. I'm going to leave, for the sake of me not wanting to do too much, I'm going to leave the peach offset. The reason why it's over there is because in the original photo, it was cut off. I could probably use the content aware tool to fill in the rest of the peach, but I don't want to. So let's move on. Where I printed these at CVS. CVS does not do, because it's cheap. CVS does not do full bleed. I had bleed on these posters when I sent them in. I don't know what's good with them, but it should be red. It should be the background should spill off. Bleed means the background would bleed off of the edge of the paper. They don't do full bleed, I guess. I could have sworn I sent in print ready files with full bleed. Luckily, this was empty. With that in mind, I have to keep that in mind when I get my frames. I'll probably have to look for frames with a matte or something. I don't know. I have to figure it out because I also don't want these on the edges, I don't want them cut off. But if they get cut off, like whatever, it's just in my house. But of course, if these go on my shop, I would have to adjust that. Also, if they go on my shop, I'm not going to sell CVS prints. First and foremost, any orders on my site are fulfilled through print on demand. That's number one. The fulfillment center has much better quality prints. I think I was using Printful at the time, and that quality was great. They do full bleed, all that. In the event that any of these end up on my website, or any poster of mine ends up on my website, I'll make sure that does what it does. All right, so now I'm going to create another artboard next to this one. Let's work on New York City. Now for this background, I do want something similar to this, but I think I want it to be a little more beige looking. In my head, top of mind, if I'm gonna have something New York on my wall, I want it to be representing the MTA. I think the design of the MTA everything about the NTA is iconic. The signage for uptown versus downtown, the numbers and letters that identify what train it is, like everything is so noticeable. Pretty sure it uses Helvetica. I wonder if I made a very terrible design in college. I remember it in my art direction course. But art direction courses are about the direction, the thought. So keep that in mind. If I can find it, I'll put it right here. But it had that similar style. I do a lot of like sketching on my computer. So I have like a folder of just ideas that I've had. And I also did something, I'll put that here as well. I also did something that had to do with the MTA there. So I want to do that. I don't want it to be black and white and like green or whatever color train I'm going to do. I think I should do the D train because that's the train I lived around for most of my life. ABCD. So I'm going to try to find a picture of that. I'm using Unsplash. These are free to use photos. They do have some, like you see here where it says Unsplash Plus. You have to be subscribed to Unsplash Plus to use those. I ain't subscribing. This A Train, this is fire, except this would be hard to cut out, but I'm going to download it anyway. The G Train, that's cool. I never lived there. If I had a picture just like this, but it was a D Train, and I might have to Photoshop that if that's the case, but I would love that instead. But I'm using this what Times Square looks like now. I'm using Unsplash because in the event, I just like to use things that are okay to use and are okay to use commercially, just in case there's a design I randomly do want to make a profit off of for whatever reason. I would prefer that I know for sure that I can, instead of having to go do backtrack and see if the photos or whatever assets that I use were actually available for me to use. Now, if I knew for sure that this is just for me or just for this video or just going in my house, we'd be right on Google right now. Should I try the A first? The G is going to be the easier one, so let me try the A Train first. Typically, I would do the quick action of removing the background, which is over here, if you can see that. But because this is blurry, I won't be able to do that. So I'm going to have to use the pen tool to edit this, to cut this out. I'm going to do it rough because I don't think when I have to cut something out and I know that it's going to be near impossible to make it clean, I go for a look that is intentionally rough. So it would look like a collage basically versus me trying to make it clean. It just looks choppy. I'm going to get as close as possible to the edge of the train but still make hard edges so that it almost looks like I cut it out of a piece of paper. Because otherwise, like, what can you do? Like, you see how I'm getting some of the black here, but I'm still gonna try to be clean with it, I guess. Not really. When you use the pen tool to cut something out, a lot of people use the lasso tool. The pen tool is the elite tool to cut an object out of a picture. So now we have something selected, and we're just gonna remove the back. Ooh, my bad, I inversed it by accident. We're just gonna remove the background. Okay, you see how this looks cut out like it's gonna be a collage. I'm gonna reinforce that by adding a collage shape behind it with the pen tool. Now, how I will do that, I'll need that selection back. Okay, let's remove that. I want this selection because I know if I expand this selection, I can make the exact same shape behind it. So I'm going to go to select and save selection. I'm going to save it as train. Hit OK. And now on a new layer, I'm going to fill that selection with a darker color. Guess I'll do this gray. I'm going to transform it and just scale it up so that it is bigger. Now for New York, I still want something gritty looking like this black letter that I have on the other one. Oh wait, I forgot that I was doing this like the train station. No? Should I do that? Should I continue doing that? Like a different version of it. Helvetica is just so nice.
She's so persuasive, that marijuana. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive, that marijuana? She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? Feel like the feeling of a suppressed. Feel like I got no breath. Feel like I need it. Rest.
I'm gonna change the color of that red, pink, or whatever. It's not hitting right now. I don't know what to do for a third poster. I'm thinking, what should I do? Or I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna remix one of my illustrations. This is like a good, not a lesson, but something cool to do, because I usually do have my illustrations just existing in the world. And I used to love this one. I mentioned in another video before that I haven't done illustration in some time, and I've been offered plenty of illustration projects, but I haven't done the work itself in a minute. I just wasn't interested, to be honest. Like, illustration takes a lot out of me on top of my client work, because I do like to sit down and chill, and it is drawing. So to me, it's just a lot more time intensive and hard to do under deadline, and people want illustrations quickly, and then depending on the type of illustration they want, blah, 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 blah. So for this one, I'm thinking I just do... The name of this was The Dog Don't Bite, because that's what it said. That's a quote from the movie. This is an illustration of Marlon Wayans' character in Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. If you don't know that movie, I don't know, you too young or something, I don't know. This illustration, the file that I have, this is not high res, so we got to go back and find a high res version. All right, we're going to select all of this, and then, of course, a new thing. I'm gonna make this white. Same thing we did before to do the outline. You could do a stroke, but I find this better because I have more control of like the shape, and I could just do more with the shape. Like, this ain't a stroke, and I like this as is. I'm gonna speed this up, and I will come back when this is designed and we have 3 posters.
And that's the reason I'm about my Well, it's the season I should fly so low. I'm so sedated, and she's so persuasive. This isolation is so sweet you could taste it. It's 8 in the morning, moonlight, y'all be yawning. It's 3 in the morning, and I'm still performing. She's so persuasive, I never wanna. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be so persuasive? I never wanna. She's so flirtatious. How does it feel to be? How does it feel to be alive? Let me break it down till it feel right. How does it feel?
I like the changes I made to the New York one. It's giving a little more for me. But that is it for today, y'all. It is after 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still not tired. I caught a 2nd, 3rd, 4th win, I guess. So I'm gonna have to force myself to go to sleep. That is it for this video. As usual, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a snack. I forgot to tell you. Did I tell you to get a snack in the beginning? I hope I did, but listen, I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back for another design video. Leave me any suggestions below. I have a running list of a million ideas of things I want to design, but like, how do you pick one? You know, how do I know what to do next? Let me know if you want to see anything in particular, and I'll hang out with y'all in the comments. Bye.